Is British democracy under attack? The shocking election delay explained. The UK political landscape is shifting fast, and one party is making waves like never before. Reform UK is surging in the polls, challenging both Labour and the Conservatives. But what if I told you that the very foundation of British democracy is now under attack?
Keir Starmer and the Labour government are facing serious accusations of delaying elections, potentially to cling to power, leaving millions of voters feeling betrayed and silenced. This isn't just politics. It's a battle for democracy itself. Before we dive in, do me a quick favor. If you enjoy in-depth political analysis, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Believe it or not, over 98% of you watch these videos without subscribing. It's totally free and helps us bring you the stories that matter. Now, let's break this down. The political earthquake. Reform UK's rise. Reform UK is no longer a fringe party. Led by the bold and charismatic Nigel Farage, they are capitalizing on voter frustration, growing rapidly in popularity. While Labour and the Conservatives seem out of touch with everyday Brits, Reform UK is striking a chord by tackling immigration, economic stability, and the erosion of trust in government. Recent polls show that they are no longer a small player. Some surveys even place them ahead of either Labour or the Conservatives. Constituencies that were once safe seats are now battlegrounds, and the status quo is being shaken to its core. Could this be the political revolution Britain has been waiting for? The shocking election delay. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the delayed elections. Labour has announced that key local elections, originally set for May 2025, are now being pushed to 2026 or even later. Their justification? Council restructuring in Essex, Kent, and Sussex. But critics argue this is nothing more than a desperate attempt to avoid voter backlash at a time when public trust is at an all-time low. Nigel Farage has been vocal, calling this move an outright assault on democracy. And he's not alone. Over 3 million people have signed a petition demanding immediate elections. Are we witnessing a power grab in real time? The Conservatives' deafening silence. You would think the Conservative Party would seize this opportunity to challenge Labour, but instead they've remained largely silent. Some analysts suggest that both major parties benefit from the delay, fearing the rising influence of Reform UK. Could it be that the Conservatives are complicit in Labour's political manoeuvring? Across social media, at town halls, and on the streets, frustration is mounting. Voters feel ignored and disenfranchised, and they're demanding action. What happens if Reform UK wins? Now let's explore a scenario that once seemed impossible but is now becoming increasingly realistic. What if Reform UK wins? A Reform UK government would mean tighter immigration controls, a crackdown on illegal migration, and stronger border security. Economic reforms, lower taxes, reduced government waste, and policies focused on job creation. NHS restructuring. Some fear privatization, while others see it as a push for efficiency. Restoring trust in democracy. An end to career politicians and bureaucratic gridlock. One thing is certain. If Reform UK wins, British politics will never be the same. The global impact. This isn't just a domestic issue. The world is watching. Political analysts are comparing Nigel Farage to figures like Donald Trump, both disruptors who reject the traditional political elite. Meanwhile, European leaders are questioning what a Reform UK government would mean for Britain's relationship with the EU. Would Farage push for even harsher post-Brexit policies? Would Britain further distance itself from European allies? One thing is undeniable. Britain's political turmoil has global consequences. With tensions rising, parties clashing, and public frustration boiling over, the UK is approaching a decisive moment. Will Labour's strategy of delaying elections backfire? Can Reform UK continue its meteoric rise? Will the Conservatives step up or fade into irrelevance? The next few months will be critical. Political rallies, debates, and further polling shifts will determine the fate of Britain's leadership. So, what do you think? Should Labour be allowed to delay elections? Is this a power grab or just political strategy? Do you believe Reform UK can lead Britain into a new era? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on this unfolding political drama. We'll be here every step of the way to bring you the latest analysis. This is Britain Now, your source for the truth in UK politics.